Welcome to Antonella Goes Hunting. Today's hunt is for a great and easy lasagna. As a child growing up in an Italian family, the lasagna was a special dish that was just cooked for special occasions. It just took way too long. But with today's efforts, we have tomatoes that are pre-canned. We have lasagna sheets that are pre-made. So it doesn't have to be a long, time-consuming lasagna. Stick with me and I'll show you how to cook an easy and great lasagna today. The first thing that we will prepare today is the beef mince. It is the same mince that you would make if you're making bolognese sauce for your pasta as well as for your lasagna. And it's also a great base if you're making nachos. So keep this in mind while we're preparing it. Firstly, we're going to finely dice a brown onion. You want to chop the ends off and make sure that the outside peel is removed. Easy to do. Chop it in half. Put one half to one side, always lay it flat, and then slice straight across. Turn it around and slice it in the other direction. Don't worry if the pieces are not uniform, it's fine. It will all render down while we're cooking it. Keep the onions to one side of your chopping board, and then we're going to peel and chop 3 garlic cloves. And then finely chop. We're then going to take some fresh oregano, take the leaves off the stalks and throw the stalks away. And then finally chop this as well. Put that to one side. Take some fresh basil leaves. Do the same as what you did for the oregano. But instead of chopping, we're just going to lightly slice these. Put a saucepan on the stove and turn to a low heat. Add a tablespoon of olive oil and allow to heat. Once the oil is hot, we're going to add the onion. Give it a stir and make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom. And make sure those onions are nicely coated in the olive oil. Turn the heat up slightly to a medium and allow them to cook and become translucent. As soon as you see them starting to go brown, add your garlic. Keep stirring to make sure they don't burn. Your minced meat. At the 15-minute mark, if you find after tasting it that it needs a little bit of something, you can, if you're a wine lover like me, add just a touch of your favourite red wine and then give that a mix through and leave it for another 5 minutes. Otherwise, if you're happy with it so far, take it off the stove and allow it to cool slightly. Before we continue, there's 2 more things that we need to do. The first is to turn on your oven to 180 degrees. This will ensure the oven is nice and hot before we place our lasagna inside. The second thing that we need to get done is actually slice up a bit of mozzarella cheese. I do also use the shredded mozzarella. We're going to slice this as thinly as we can so that we can spread it out throughout the layers as much as possible. We're going to place a little bit of the sauce in the bottom of the pan and just give it a slight covering. It only needs to be very light. This is just so the pasta doesn't stick to the bottom of the dish. And then we're going to lay down our first lasagna sheets on top of this. If you need to, you can snap the lasagna into pieces so that it will fit better. Cover this nice thin layer of sauce. Then add some mozzarella slices. And some mozzarella shredded cheese. Place the last remaining sauce on top. The last of your mozzarella cheese will also go on here. Salt and pepper to taste. And the final touch, you finally grate some parmesan cheese over the top, just for a little bit of zing. The parmesan cheese is quite strong in flavour, so unless you really love it, I wouldn't suggest putting too much of this throughout the layers. We're going to cover our lasagna with some aluminium foil and place it in our oven for roughly 20 minutes. At the 15-minute mark, don't forget to remove your aluminium foil so your cheese can go nice and toasty. At the 20-minute mark, after your cheese has turned a nice, beautiful golden brown, pull your lasagna out of the oven. Look at that. Doesn't that just look delicious? You can make a bechamel sauce for the top. My parents never did, and they were true Italians. They preferred it without the bechamel sauce. Any extra sauce that you had left over from when we were making the lasagna, you can keep warm and you can serve it on top for anyone who likes their lasagna a little bit on the saucy side. It's now time to serve your lasagna. Lasagna has been served. As we would say in Italy, Buon Appetito. Oh, so good. Really, wish you were here. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Antonella Goes Hunting with my great and easy lasagna recipe. Subscribe to my blog and YouTube channel for more recipes. Happy hunting!